Ah, the world of shipbuilding, a realm where the U.S. has somehow managed to anchor itself firmly in the last century, while our friends across the Pacific are busy constructing floating cities. President Donald Trump, in his infinite wisdom, has decided that it's time to hoist the sails and catch up with China, who has been running laps around the rest of the world in this maritime marathon. In a move that could only be described as Trumpian, the president has signed an executive order that aims to breathe new life into the U.S. shipbuilding industry, an industry so ancient that it might as well come with its own pirate flag. The executive order, signed on a presumably sunny day in April, instructs various agencies to develop a maritime action plan. Because if there's one thing we know about government plans, it's that they work flawlessly and without delay. The U.S. Trade Representative has also been tasked with compiling a list of recommendations to combat China's anti-competitive actions. Because making more ships at a lower cost is clearly cheating. In the spirit of true American capitalism, the order also recommends throwing copious amounts of money at the problem. Whether this will magically transform our shipyards into the bustling behemoths they once were remains to be seen. Brian Clark, from the Hudson Institute, is less than optimistic. He seems to think that just tossing money at shipbuilders won't make them competitive against the likes of China, Korea, or Japan. Apparently, the secret ingredient isn't just money. Who knew? The executive order could work hand in hand with the Ships for America Act, a legislative package introduced in December 2024. This act ambitiously aims to bolster the U.S. merchant marine fleet. Here, the idea is to develop a fleet of American-built, owned, and operated merchant vessels that could operate internationally. It's an ambitious goal, sort of like trying to win a marathon with a pair of roller skates. Possible, but tricky. Clark does have a point, though. He argues that if the executive order and the Ships Act are implemented together, they could incentivize flagging and building ships in the U.S. and provide the capital needed for the shipbuilding industry to actually meet increased demand. But hey, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. The U.S. is currently responsible for a whopping 0.1% of global shipbuilding, while China is sailing away with over 50%. In a move that could throw a cannonball through the current U.S. shipbuilding environment, Trump has hinted at working with other nations on shipbuilding. This could potentially challenge the century-old Jones Act. The Jones Act, a law so controversial and deeply ingrained in the American psyche that it might as well be etched on the Statue of Liberty. This law requires that only U.S. ships carry cargo between U.S. ports and stipulates that at least 75% of the crew members are American citizens. How's that for patriotic? Proponents of the Jones Act claim it is essential to national security, asserting that it stops foreign riffraff from sailing into our ports. However, some experts argue that the law has been more of a barnacle than a boon, hampering competition and inflating shipbuilding costs. Veronique DeRuggi from the Mercatus Center suggests that anyone serious about reviving the shipping industry should start by dropping the Jones Act like a hot anchor. It's not the entire solution, but it's a start. Meanwhile, Colin Grabo from the Cato Institute argues that the shipbuilding issues are multifaceted, but the Jones Act is a major part of the problem. He doubts that efforts to repeal it will be successful. But hey, a sailor can dream, right? So dear viewers, what do you think? Is President Trump's executive order the life raft the U.S. shipbuilding industry desperately needs? Or is it just another bureaucratic iceberg waiting to sink our efforts? We'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop your opinions in the comments below. Before we wrap up, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more satirical takes on current events. Your support helps us keep the wind in our sails as we navigate the turbulent seas of news and politics. Hit that like button if you think the U.S. shipbuilding industry needs a lifeline, or comment if you think it's already sunk. Until next time, keep your life jackets on and your sense of humor afloat.